Hey everybody, my name is Whip and welcome to a brand new game on our channel here. I want to go ahead and start out with a brand new City Builder Sunday styled game series where, for starters, we're going to be checking out this game called Foundation. It is a gridless city builder game, which is so awesome. You guys can find links to it and everything down in the description below, so I really hope you guys are excited for this one. I'm super pumped about this because there's a lot of building in it. I've taken a lot of time to actually play this game myself so far. And every single time I've done that, I was like, oh, I'm just going to check out the game a little bit here to see what's going on with it. And I played for 5 or 6 hours already. So I got a good idea of what's going on here. And I want to go ahead and show this off to you guys because it's a really cool building-based game. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this one so we can actually move forward here. We're going to be starting a brand new game here so you guys can see what this is from the start. And we're going to be jumping through. We have the maps, the hills, the coastal village, the fluvial village, and the mountain. I've tried the mountain, I've tried the coastal. I have no idea what this one is, so I think that's what we're going to go for. Balancing is still just set to default. This is still an early access game, so there's a lot of things going on with it here. But overall, it's a really cool game. I'm really excited to see where it goes. All right, here we are in our world of Foundation. Basically, what we do is we are building up a giant civilization and city and everything we could ever want. And we need to pick somewhere to start. You need to go out and buy some land. And we got a cool area right here where you could be split along the river. But that's kind of split in between the two little ones. We want to make sure we have a food source, we have some stone, and we have some trees. So here we got some stone. I'm thinking we're going to go with, ooh, yeah, we got some berries right up there too. So we're going to go ahead and neg this guy right here. And what we do from here, basically to get started, is we want to go ahead and place our public building down. And we need to start with our village center, where I'm thinking our very first village. Let's go ahead, let's go and just plop them right down right here. So we can unpause. We got all these guys in here. Look at them. They are so cool. I love all these. You can click here, focus on them. You can go with follow villager, and it basically pinpoints you around their camera, and they're just kind of there chilling, doing all their stuff. Their models are so freaking awesome. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at everything that we got going up here. We have some food right there. We got some stone right here and the trees that I was talking about. Basically, what we want to be doing here is we want to be designating zones, which we can do through the paint development zones for extraction. So we can go ahead and extract certain areas. So let's say like right here, we want to cut down all these trees to start. So all those trees, once we get a lumber camp, they're going to be started. You can use controls and then mouse wheel to make it bigger and smaller as well. And then we're going to go ahead and mark these two little points here. As far as I know, those never really run out. And what we want to do is to get started is go ahead and throw in a little bit of a gathering camp right here so we can get somebody here. You can use control and then move your mouse around to rotate them as well. It's gridless, so that thing will just go there wherever we want it to. And then we're going to have all of our trees in here that we want to be chopping down. I'm thinking our lumber camp, we're literally just going to go ahead and place him right there. And we want to make sure these are right up next to where they're going to be chopping stuff up. So we can go and actually just place our stone cutter like right there. That's basically just a stopping point for all of it, which is actually pretty freaking cool. So we can go ahead and do this. And now we have one other thing that we got to set. We got to set jobs for our villagers. So you can see all these people. We got Thomas, Edward, Luis, Elaine, Jean, Oswald, Lily, and Richard. I'm thinking Thomas here. He could be a pretty good builder. We could go ahead and throw Edward. Edward can be a pretty good builder too. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and let them kind of start building up all those things. And it should be looking pretty cool. Our lumber camp is now finished, and Thomas here just finished up our little gathering camp here as well. What we can do is basically just jump in and just assign some villagers to it. I think we're going to go ahead and assign 2 of them right now, just so we can have them. And then over here at the lumber camp, which is looking pretty awesome, we can go ahead and assign 2 people here as well. And then let's go ahead and on our stone. So he needs 5 more tools over there. Tools are a hard resource to get in the beginning. You kind of start with a bunch of them, but we got to go ahead and set up trade networks. And they'll basically come from around the area and we can trade with those people. The coolest part about this game though, is as your people walk to different areas, it creates roads, which is so cool. I'm really, really excited for that part of it. I think it's so awesome. What we need to do now though, is we have our stonecutter camp, we got a gathering camp, we got a lumber camp, and we need to get a sawmill set up here so that we can basically turn this wood into some good stuff that we can actually use. I'm thinking we could go ahead and basically just place him like right in there so they can work together. Basically take it from there, then they're there, and then we can move it on and out and up and all that good stuff. Then we can also go ahead and grab a warehouse where we can store some goods. And as far as I understand from the game, these are actually ways that you can help sell and acquire new goods throughout the world. You basically take one of your warehouses and assign a few places to them. Mostly what all this stuff is up here, to give you guys a little idea of everything, just to give you a general idea, we have 3 different types of things that we can go for. We have labor, we got the kingdom, and we got the clergy. So basically labor is for your people, the kingdom is like working with the government, and then the clergy is working with the church. And then we got all of our resources over here. We can get our villager list right there. They're all pretty not too happy with us. And we can go ahead and start building in a few extra things in here. So one, a good thing to build. So right now we still have these 2 zones. We're going to open up a few more as we go throughout, but we need to go ahead and build a monument. And we need to get a little market area established down in here. So what we can do, which I really like, this is where we get into the cool building part of all this stuff, is we can go ahead and start planting a few of these markets down here. And you can see those balls, and we can basically use those to attach them to each other. And I want to go ahead and start on this guy and just throw in 2 food markets right here so we can get that stuff kind of just around this center point. And it can turn into something actually pretty cool when we start adding all of it. But basically we need cloth and some wood to make this guy here. We do still have 2 people who are not doing anything. So Luis, I'm thinking we're going to make you a forager, and he's going to run off up there. And then Richard here, I'm thinking we're going to make you a woodcutter. We got our sawmill finished up, ready to go. He's looking pretty good. We got Gene over here working on it. He's doing a great job chopping up some planks. And then we got our warehouse just finished up now here, which is looking pretty great. And in slot 1 here, you can basically click on it, and then you can see all of our materials that we want to go ahead and sell. So I'm thinking we're going to start selling berries because we have a bunch of them. We're actually capped out on them. And then I want to put tools in there so that we can start buying them. But basically what we need to do is we actually need to take, nope, that's the wrong one. Where's our villager list? Down here. Perfect. We actually need to go ahead and take one of our villagers away. So I'm thinking for now, we can go ahead and take one of our stonecutters. Richard, we're going to turn you into a transporter. So we can also go ahead and see our active jobs by clicking the workplace list. And so we can see basically everything we have going right here. We have some market stalls down here that can be selling things, but we need some more people in order for that to happen. And the way we can go ahead and do that is we actually need to start expanding our area a little bit more. The problem is that I've actually seen with this map, if I've actually looked it up a little bit, I was like, why are we getting people so far? The problem is apparently we need to go ahead and actually get a bridge that goes all the way over here, and that connects a trade network that'll come in from that way. Then there's one over here and one over there. But anyways, that's kind of where we're at right now. Things are looking pretty great. We are going to be able to start doing some extra building and good stuff like that here very, very soon. But we need to start getting basically these extra areas in. And inside of the public buildings, we got our market down here, which is giving us 2 of these. And we need to go ahead and be able to get that up. So we need a few more serfs and all that good stuff. But we need to go ahead and unlock in here as the housing zone. All right, so we have our first 2 new villagers joining up the area. Look at these guys. They're both, these 2 ladies, they're both running in here looking super, super fast moving. They have to run all the way, and they're starting to actually bring in this little new trade route for us, but they have to run all the way from over here all the way into our village before we are able to build them. I was starting over here while I was waiting for things to happen, is putting in a wooden bridge that'll be able to get us across to this area. However, we do need an upfront cost of 140 planks to be able to build this guy, which we don't quite have that many. We're currently sitting on 61, and our trees, he's basically clear cut all this area here. We got a lot of the trees being chopped down in there, but we'll go ahead and just kind of, we can hit the start construction there to get things going, but for now it's basically just going to sit there like this, just chilling along the top of the water. In order to start moving forward, we actually need to come up here and unlock one of their trade routes. So it opens up this menu here, and we can see our neighboring cities, what we need to unlock them. So this guy, we need 20 planks, we need 20 bread, and 1,000 gold bars for that last one. So we can go ahead and open up this guy right here. I did go ahead and throw a little bit of a well right down in here too. And oh, we got a message from the kingdom. The kingdom is recognizing your efforts in establishing your settlement, and but your humble servant. Oh man, we got some extra bonuses in there. It looks like we got a lot of unlocks in here too, which is just great. We can go ahead and we got a lot of new building types. We got residential. There we go. That's looking really great. And we want to go ahead and we can basically start just like painting this down. You'll see that they'll start bringing in some houses into this area. And that basically is going to allow us to get our first few houses for some people to live in down there, which would be pretty great. We'll start out with just 2 of them. And then what other buildings did we get? We can go ahead and we got a sheep farm. We got a weaver's hut to turn the sheep wool into like cloth. We can use a gate. Ooh, we got a gate right there. That's looking pretty great. And then we have also under monuments, we can now make a church. Oh, this is like my favorite part here, guys. Check this stuff out. Let's go ahead and actually, before we get to the church, let's take a look. So in here, we have 46 berries and we have 10 tools. What we need to start doing is we can use our 151 gold that we have right now to start basically selling everything that we have. And we basically want to say sell above this value. And I wish you could type the number in here, but basically what we need to start doing is manually bringing this stuff in here. We're going to say every time we have above 100 berries, go ahead and sell them. You can see that we have 170 right now. And that number just keeps going up and up. Then tools, we can go ahead and say my inventory until it reaches, basically fill my inventory until it reaches this value. And I like to keep, just to start out, 20 on us, and you'll see why here pretty soon, because this stuff starts to take a lot. So let's go ahead and get our first church placed down in here, though. The way this stuff works is basically we want to start, there's a theme. You can either have a lighter one, and so basically we can plop that guy down. We can have a light theme or a dark theme. And personally, I think for this, we'll go with the light theme. And basically what we want to do is, do we want it right behind the market? No, I'm thinking we might want to go ahead and have this guy. Let's go ahead and just throw you, he can be like right back in there. And then, so we have the core piece right there. We have a second core if we wanted to make it bigger. You can basically go ahead and just attach these guys together, which I think is my favorite part. You can also go ahead and grab this and make them taller, make them shorter, whatever you want to do. So I'm thinking for this, we might go ahead and bring him up to there. That's looking pretty church-like if I do say so myself. We can bring a door onto the front of this, rotate it, and basically just smash right in there. We got that door. We got this guy, and we got this one. Ooh, I kind of like that one. I think that could be, ooh, that is nice. I like that a lot, actually. Then there's also extension bits that we can add, and you can see that these all have influence values that they can add up to the building that you're making. So we want to go ahead and make it so these are a little bit, like, not super fancy, but they basically, we want to make sure that we're adding a little bit onto everything here. So we can do like an extension right there, and then we could also say like bring in like a small tower or something over on this guy right there to make it, oop, and take you all the way up there. So it looks like we got a nice little tower. I think that's a good starting church right there. I like that guy. Let's go ahead and throw this guy down. And we got another one, eating out. My lord, we need to choose who we want to help. Do we want to help the king? Do we want to help the clergy or the people, or we could do none? Basically, this is for 5 bread in 15 game days. There's actually no way we're going to be able to get that at the rate we're going. So we're just going to say I'm keeping it all. But for this guy, we want to go ahead and we need 185 planks for this. And we need 29 tools. So I'm thinking we're going to actually go ahead and just click start construction. Basically, they'll start building that as things go around. One thing that's going to be super useful for us is the forester's camp. Basically, these guys are able to regrow trees, so we can go ahead and dedicate somebody to being a forester. And I like the idea of throwing this up here next to our berries. I feel like they would fit in pretty well. So we can go and just drop that guy right in there. They're going to work on building him up, and we can use him. Basically, you can map over some of your extraction areas that we're using for all of these to cut down trees, and we can put reforestation over them. And that guy will come in here and just plant a bunch of trees. And then we can basically get an infinite supply of wood from a small area, so we don't have to keep clear cutting everything we do. Our church is looking pretty great here, guys. Check this thing out. We got all the central pieces built up. We're running low on some planks here, but you can also come in here and track the progress. So we're basically halfway down on the planks, nowhere on the tools. Actually, just brought in some tools right there. Perfect. Yeah, it's looking pretty solid. I can't wait for that thing to be finished. However, this does bring me, this is a great time to show you guys my favorite part of the game, the decoration tab. So here we have decorative bushes, which are 2 gold apiece. We have fences. These cost planks and tools, so they're not super accessible for us right now. But basically, we can go ahead and bring in bushes and just make these little areas look so much cooler throughout. You can just add all this little bit of color and flowery goodness all over the place, and I think it's so awesome. We can see all these houses just popping up everywhere. You can add them wherever. Basically, these are just blocking off whatever might be going around this area. Even though this guy isn't quite finished yet, we can go ahead and just basically bring in some flowers right here, making it look like we might have a little bit of like a walkway in here to where you get into the front of the church. And what we can do on top of this is you can come down with your development zones, shrink this guy all the way down into the base. We can make it so this is always red. And basically what red means is that nobody is able to walk through it. So we can go ahead and make that area red right there. And then nobody's going to be able to walk through these areas, and nobody's able to do anything. So it's basically forcing them to go through this center area to get into the church. And I just think those little details that we can add in like that just make it look so much cooler. Like, look at that. It's so awesome. I want to show you guys these little trader dudes coming in from all the different cities. So that trade route that we opened up basically unlocked this guy right here. Can we follow him? No, I guess we can't. But he basically runs in and out of our city at all times. You can see he's dragging this little box there. He came in and gave us a bunch more tools, and then he took a lot of our berries and stone and stuff and is leaving with all that. And he's making this awesome little trade route as it's going throughout here. You can see this just general road coming throughout. And there's the 2 new people that just joined the city as well. We got 2 more ladies joining us. Awesome. All right, as we gain points up here in the top, we are able to unlock things. So you can see we have 4 labor points, and we can go ahead and unlock the Lord's Banner as well as the Fisher's Hut. So the Fisher's Hut is something that I want to go ahead and throw in right now. I thought that was a pretty good time for it, seeing as it'll give us some more food that we can use. And you can see right here, like, it's kind of hard to place these guys in with everything being, basically we got to get them farther up on the land. But I was hoping we could almost just go ahead and squeeze one of you in right here. Can we get that without, look? I think we can do that. I think that'll look pretty good right there. So we can go ahead and squeeze a little fisher dude in right there, and then he can come out here, or they can come out here and run down into that great area where all the water's moving around and catch all these fishies for us. For all of our people to run around and eat and all that good stuff. Welcome back, everybody. We were able to get a good quest in here. This one just randomly popped up on my screen here. We got another eating out quest, and they are looking who we want to help here. And we need berries, which we have 108. So we are good to go with. We can actually instant complete this quest. Now, I think what we are going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and do the military one here for the kingdom. So we're going to help out the king here. And we can basically go ahead and do that. You can see, look right up there. We can go ahead and just instant check to deliver. And now we have 11 points to our kingdom. And we can unlock the wooden keep. And the wooden wall I already nabbed, and then we can go ahead and build these guys up here pretty soon, which is just great. We got a message from the kingdom coming in here. I've got a bunch of tabs open everywhere on my screen. We can go ahead and close those guys off. We're allowing you to establish an outpost in your territory, thus you'll be able to participate in military campaigns from your liege. It's a privilege. Don't forget about it. Sweet. Tells Meshi I'll comply with his royal request. We get a big old reward there for 10 more kingdom points and 50 wine, I believe, if we build a wooden keep. So we got another quest here to get going with. But yeah, everything here is looking up. I think I'm going to let this guy tick over and just finish up the church there. And that's probably a good place to end this first episode off. And with that, our church is now finally finished up and ready to go. We get a message from the church. There's been noticed a dedication to God and holds you to a higher ground. That's why we're all here. Blah, blah, blah. Happiness is less impacted by 10%. Look at this church, guys. Oh, man. This can hold up to 40 people inside of it. I'm not sure what you do about the priests there. Not quite sure how to assign them or anything. But you can change the bell toll here if you want to for all your different buildings that you have going on there, which is just awesome. That's a lot of sound in the background there probably. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And we got our fisherman headed out here too. Look at him going down all the way down here to the river. Who is this? I can't. Willowball, you're coming down here to fish it down here in the good old fast water. Look at that. He's just chilling, getting his fish in there. Let's see if we can focus on him. Nice. Looking good, dude. Alright guys, that is gonna have to do it for today's episode. We got a few more things here popping up. We got our first sheep farm coming up over here to start getting those things moving forward, and a lot of other stuff as well. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this series, or this episode of Foundation. Be sure to check it out in the description below if you guys want to see more on this game. If you guys would like to see me play more of this game, be sure to smash that like button. Yep, smash it. And also let me know down in the comments below what you guys enjoyed about this or what you guys would like to see different moving forwards. I'm very much looking forward to your guys' feedback on this one, so thank you all so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you are new. And I will catch you on the flip side.